I've met with you here, in the woods, in secret, to share this with you. Because no one really knows what's true anymore. But I think that you do. And if you know that Big Brother is always watching us, and that there's no one we can really trust, then you are rare among us. If you know that the world described by George Orwell was one breath away from hell, then you know quite well what we're fighting for. And I implore you, do not be weak and bend to their doublespeak. Do not be weak and bend to their doublespeak. Blood cheek chewin', chain-linked extinction. The winter lasts for fucking ever. Where's the lever? Push my button. Are you the glutton or the three-toed sloth? We're off to the races to get faced and replace this Norman Rockwell page with a swarm of shocking, hellish rage. A proper trepidation so often hard to gauge. The burbs, a stew of caged beast meat, tenderized by lusty defeat and crusted sweet with the breadcrumbs of a threadbare youth. Sucking the thumb of earth for proof that stardust and breathing full is not a spoof. Dreams drenched through, leaking drips from the proverbial roof. Act aloof and they'll make a pretty parachute of you, grind you down to a superglue and line their humidors with a layer of you. Tell you what for and ignore that your bony wings flew the coop, 'cause you didn't catch the latest scoop that things were headed back to their best just before you left. Bereft of a tit to suck upon, you took to long spells of sticking straws in empty wells and dried up ponds, singing rain dance songs with joyful tunes in the middle of destitution dunes. Our children's children will be immune to the musings about the twinkling stars, for there will be none known to them in the metallic wilderness of afar. Tar pit mastodons send up a giggling black bubble that echoes once popped on the surface. We told you so, such coiffed pioneers. You deserve this. Yet we insist upon tapping every resource with the bull-headed force purely for pursuit of riches. We act like rational warnings are just glitches. Switches and levers and dials comply with our God complex. Where next will the blame deflect? We select the clips we want to see and scroll past the rest arrogantly. Apparently, we've no need for an inhabitable planet. We scan it for precious gem honey holes and boldly go where many men have gone before, waging war over crude oils that spoil all decency. And up until recently, we believed that fountain of greed would replenish itself infinitely. But see, now that we know that that isn't the case, we're no less wasteful. Our disgraceful belligerence will take a certain prominence in all the history books. That is, if there's anyone left to read them, any nourishing food left to feed them. We hem and haw over trends and scandals, while empires and governments are run by thieves and vandals. For most, the truth, or even close, is too much to handle. There I go rambling, thoughts and fears just ambling along. They won't print what you got right, but they'll make a headline of what you got wrong. Wouldn't grab it with a 10-foot long pair of tongs. prolonged exposure to these soul bulldozers and spending half my life waiting for winter to be over is scooting me closer to the edge. You're always at the whim of whatever they dredge up about you. What on earth is sacred enough for you to make a pledge to? Whatever they can put their heads to, you can bet who it'll be fed to. Won't even get their rights read to 'em. The system can't have you knowing what your rights are. The actual bar long ago set for dignity is palimpsest, discarded in some bet that we could let it go and still claim to know what it means to be human. If you zoom in just a little, you'll easily recognize the formidable mutability of our very honor and its glass-like fragility. Do we have any humanity left? We know that the taking of objects is not the only kind of theft. The snatchers of all we claim to hold dear are at an abundantly clear advantage, and more than impressively deft. The heft of our efforts are but handfuls of dirt to a machine we pretend isn't grinding its gears right towards our deepest fears. A mighty hand steers us ever nearer to a trap of heretical entanglements. Alphabetical accusations all the way down the line. If we let them, they'll strip all our comforts, be they offensive or anodyne. Watch your P's and Q's and every other letter, lest they frame you for another thought crime. Please, please say we're not out of time to regain the shine we once radiated, the magic we've long since repudiated. If you get through all their steel gates and still believe in or appreciate the glimmer of the stars, well, then you're far ahead of the curve. You deserve an ovation for your remonstrances against their manipulation. Your generational definition has fuck all to do with the position you can take in this battle where literally everything is at stake. Don't quake in your boots. Just take my hand and nourish the roots of this living ball we owe our every breath to. If we obliterate her, we don't just get to pick the next model that's new and improved. If we lose her, we all lose. And there'll be nothing left to prove or choose. Do not let them make an unperson of you. Don't let them feed you their skewed version through their intricate pneumatic tubes. Do not let more of the past be erased. Do not let the erasure become more forgotten. Do not let the lie become truth.